All right. Life is stupid and pointless. Anyway, I'm gonna make some entertaining shit for you guys because that's what you want. You want entertaining and educational shit, right? Shit that is educational. Well, how about this? First of all, if you're a rookie and you see one of these, you want to make sure that you don't use it. Leave this to the pros to use. Otherwise, you'll be fucking blind and, yeah, it's not a good thing. Also, don't look into the end of cables that are, you know, lit. Because, you know, there's a lot of energy there and, you don't know for sure if a cable's lit or not. It's kind of an interesting thing because infrared light is not visible to the human eyeballs, our primitive monkey eyeballs that are fucked. We don't have really good range of vision like other animals. So anyway, I figured that, you know, I'd do a couple of tests to show you guys the capabilities of fiber optic cable. And, you know, everybody's always like, oh, this shit is so delicate. Oh, it's so delicate. And you have to be so careful because it's going to break. Well, first of all, you're not wrong, but you're also not right. You know why? Because just like anything else in life, there's a lot of things that you have to take into consideration. Remember that, okay? Where's my violet? I want violet. Is there a violet in here? Maybe not. Yeah, I'll just take the fucking white and be done with it. Hello, cat. Does this make you... Oh, does that make you itchy? Does that make you itchy? Huh? Well, it's not broken yet. Watch this. Yeah, that's not broken yet. In fact, I think I've only put a kink in the cladding. Look at that. Sure, you can see it. We're going to play with some lasers. I'm just getting to the point. We're going to play with some fucking lasers. All right, so first of all, I'm going to like kind of dim the lights here. Let me just do this. I can get rid of one of these so you can see things a little better. You know what? Let me just do this. Let's play in the dark for a little bit, children. All right, so what I have here is a ruby. This is also known as a source. It's also known as just a stupid laser. This one that I have is capable of projecting visible red at 650 nanometers to about 20 kilometers. So, yeah, that's the other name for it, by the way, visual fault locator. So check this out. You can see this cool red light inside of the cable. So the first thing I want to do is I just want to show you some bending and what happens, okay? So see how the cable's straight? You can still see a little bit of light anywhere that I can put some pressure on it or anywhere that I attenuate it, basically, right? So like if I start to cause attenuation by bending it, you see what's happening there? You can really start to see the light. Now, by the way, yes, what I am doing, it also applies to other light, other waves in the spectrum, okay? So I can actually do this, and there's actually like a tax that you can actually use by tapping, using some bend radiuses to be able to do that. So yeah, you can see right there, it's not broken. It's not broken, and I am bending it. But you can see I am bending it and it's lighting up. This is basically, I'm just gonna screw around with fiber for 10 minutes so you guys can get an idea of things that, you know, those little intrusive thoughts that you guys have and not have to do them yourselves and, you know, accidentally find out because you mucked about. Yeah, I didn't swear that time. So, kind of interesting, isn't it? It really is kind of interesting the way the fiber works. And I'll do another test in a minute, but I want to go back to, because I want to show you guys exactly how much BS this cable can take before it actually breaks. So what I have here, this is a meter. So this is a source, this is a meter. Pitcher, catcher. I can't make it any simpler than that. If you have any problems understanding this, then yeah, maybe take some Adderall or something. Anyway, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make sure that both my connections are nice and tight, and we're going to take a look. So we're sitting at 3.3 dBm. That's 2.1 microwatts. And so, yeah, watch the attenuation now. So I'm going to do exactly what I was doing before. And let's see if we can knock that down a little bit. There we go. So as you can see, not a lot. Still all over the place. That's because this is just a loose connector. All right, so if I'm sitting here at about 3.4 and I put a heavy bend in it, oh, I'm going down to 3. And straighten that out, back up to 3.4, 3.5, 3.6. So I'm knocking this down by a decimal place just by doing this, right? And if I keep bending it, you can see I'm really sharp on that bend, by the way. I'm down to 2.6, right? And look, if I straighten it back out, there's still no break in it. There we go, we're back up to nominal. I can see what it is. It's just because this isn't like the perfect fit. I'm using an FC connector. Yeah, so check that out, see? So yeah, this is a very tolerant cable. Now, when it's exposed and there's no cladding and there's no jacket and there's no buffer tube, it will break very, very easily. But anyway, I digress. I've already shown you a little bit of a bend test on that. So now I can actually take my FC to LC adapter out of here because I want to break a piece of cable with you guys. So I'm just gonna take this and plug it in here like so. There we go. If you're wondering where to get this stuff, of course you can buy it on Amazon. Now, a little pointer for you boys and girls and other out there. Look at this. You see, this is called a clicker. It's a ferrule cleaner, okay? They're cheap. You can buy them in 5 packs for like 30 bucks, okay? I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna click it once, and that's clean. I'm gonna keep this from getting dirty. I'm gonna take this one now, after taking the cap off, and now this is ready to marry. Now, just an FYI, don't look in the end of the cable. I don't know how many times I can say that. Even if you think that the cable you're certain that the cable is disconnected, don't. Throw your light meter on it before you do anything with it. I mean, like, look at this. That's spitting out of the end of the cable. Let me see if I can cut that real sharp. I'm gonna get my very sharp scissors here. There we go. So now you can see it's attenuating at the end because I killed it, I crushed it. But before, there we go. You can see that the light's actually shooting out at a 90-degree angle because it's got a perfectly focused exit point. Maybe not perfectly, but you get the idea. The point is that imagine that that's a light that you can't see that's about 30 times brighter. All right, try to imagine that. Now, something else as well is look at me moving this connector around. It's starting to look like the split test, right? The dual slit test. Dual slits. That sounds like a video that you might find at a fish market. All right, so yeah, there you go. Now, since we can see the end of that now, look, I'm attenuating it again. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Let's see what happens if I actually break it. There, I finally broke it. Did you see how much that took to break? And now I can actually rip it apart, see? Because it's broken right here. All right, so now we know where it's broken. I'm gonna do this again with the lights off so you guys can actually watch me. Or you know what, maybe I could just dim it down a little bit. There we go. Okay, so here we go. So now watch. Let's watch at how much. Look at that bend radius. Can you believe that? Let me bring it a little bit closer so you can watch this. Focus, please focus. Up here, right here. Focus here. There we go, Sony, thank you. Look at that, okay? And I'm gonna get tighter, and I'm gonna get tighter, and I'm gonna get tight. Look at that bend radius on that. Like that's basically pulled on a corner of a wall. Still, oh, it's close, so close. Look at that, that's almost a complete 180. Oh, and there you go, you got to see it. That's when it finally broke. So I've broken that a couple of times now, okay? Now, cut this off right here. So I've got the little red bulb on the end. It's pretty cool. Besides, I also hate getting fiber shards in my feet and hands. It sucks ass. Let me strip this. I'm not gonna bother cleaning it because there's no friggin' point. I'm literally just going to take, these are my shitty, my old strippers. I actually, changed these ones out, so these are now just, I use them for wire now because they're perfect for fine wire. So it looks like the cladding on the inside of this one was orange. Let's do this a little bit more. Look at that. Oh, wow. Look at how perfect that end is. So now that end is so perfectly cut that that laser light is shooting out of it. Isn't that charming? Okay, so now, let me just get a piece of tape before I do this because I hate fiber strands, okay? This sucks, but I'm doing this for you guys. So I know you don't appreciate it. I know you won't appreciate it, and half of you guys will probably make fun of me or call me gay or something, but whatever. Let's do this, okay? So now that this is no longer protected, you can see I've got my light here, right? Let's look at that. So now you can really see it bend. And I really want to just, so there's no protection, and I could put a piece of tape on it just to protect it, but I really want to show you guys what happens if I take a raw strand. Okay, so there. You can really see this now, okay? I'm going to try to get this just like that. Okay, so there's a raw strand. See that? It doesn't have the protection that it had. Well, actually, I should put on my safety squints. Ugh, I have actually been raked in the eyeballs with this shit before. So at least this way, if one pops and it's not going to hit me in the eyeball. Okay, so let's see here. So I'm, I'm bending it. I'm bending it. Oh, I see. You see how hard this shit is to break? Yeah, it takes a lot. Okay, so now I'm going to take the strand because this is what a careful person does, and I'm going to put some tape on it and make sure that I don't lose it. And I'm also just going to make sure I didn't get any little shards over here. And now that I've got this one kept track of, I am going to fold the tape over on it, and I'm going to put this into my garbage container. Actually, you know what? Maybe that's a bad idea. I'm going to put that into my burning container. There we go. So that should give you a pretty good idea on fiber optics cable, what it's capable of and how it breaks and that. Also, this is kind of neat because now that it's broken again, look at this interesting light pattern on the end of it. And it's actually reflecting back, which you can say kind of segues into the whole concept of OTDR meters. Which, yeah, go look up what the OTDR stands for. I'll give you a hint. It has to do with light. Oh, look at that. Doesn't that make you want to cry? There we go. Look at that. So, yeah, you see we've got back reflections again, and there's absolutely no light. And actually, you know what? At the FIS course that I took, they actually told us to break some of the cables that way so that you do get reflections as a dummy end for when you're working with an OTDR. So yeah, this is kind of a nothing video, just for you guys to see what happens when we do different things with fiber optics cables. That's all. I'm not explaining any definitions or key points or anything like that. I'm literally just screwing around with fiber optics simply for the sake of explaining. This way you guys don't have to guess. Curiosity won't kill the cunt. There we go. That's a pretty tight bend radius. And you know what? I should do one more little bend radius test. Let's do, I'm going to take the end of this light meter here, and I'm going to bend it around that. Oh, look. Hey, look. Is it broken? No. Now, just because I've, demonstrated that fiber is, glass, but it's not like super, super, super delicate, doesn't mean you guys should have your connectors hanging out so that they're like this, or pressed against a cabinet or anything. I'm trying to give you guys assurance that, while you're working with something, if you make a mistake, it's probably going to be okay, and always test your cables. But you don't have to sit there handling your cables like this because you're so scared to break the fucking things. They are delicate, but they are not that delicate. And now you guys can see that and understand it for yourselves, okay? I hope that that's the takeaway here. So do everything properly. Don't half-ass things. There's a reason why the government is coming down and scrutinizing small companies the way that they are now, and it's because too many people do a half-ass job, call it a day, and support the others who do a half-ass job and then call it a day. And what's that doing? It's destroying our industry, costing people their jobs, costing people their livelihood. Do things properly. Do it right the first time. If you don't intend to do it by one of the industry practices or best practices within the industry, don't do it at all and leave it to the professionals to do. Okay? There you go. There's my little screw around video with fiber optics, and that's basically all I wanted to give you guys from it. And anyway, I've said it 1,000 times, but nobody's really given me any answers. If you guys want content, tell me what you want. I'll make it for you. That's what I do, okay? Otherwise, yeah, you do you. Catch you later, peeps.